Alright, welcome to possibly the worst automotive channel on YouTube, possibly the worst channel on YouTube, period. And this is a 1988 Ford Mustang GT50. And these are really cool cars. This is probably my favorite Mustang. Apparently they're pretty diversive. Either you love these or you hate these, is what I've heard. And I could possibly see that because it looks nothing like a traditional Mustang. When you normally think of Mustang, you think of jets. Everything's against me doing a video today. It's like 200 degrees outside, and every time I try to film, my phone just instantly dies. But whenever you think of a Mustang, you don't really think of these. You think of either ones from the 90s or ones from the 60s. And these are really cool. You could get one of these. There are a ton of different models. I'll go ahead and show you underneath the hood. If I can find the latch. As you can see, 5.0 all iron motor with an aluminum intake, 255 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque, 5.0 high output engine powered to a manual 4-speed transmission. This one has pretty good interior, manual transmission, propelling the car. It's running because this one runs. It just hadn't been driven in forever. I think like 2 years. So it might need some more work. Because, fun story, it got so hot where I live that this window right here, there's a reason of plastic bags in it, got so hot that this window flexed and shattered. I don't understand Mississippi. Close that hood all the way. Oh, it is closed all the way, okay. And obviously it's that iconic red color. This car was bought brand new. Go away, wasp. It was bought brand new in 1988 by the owner's wife, I believe, or by the owner. Brand new, bought brand new, one owner, and doesn't look it, needs a paint job, has been driven a little bit, has 88,000 original miles. Does not look it, but it does. And it's pretty good interior on the inside, other than the window having been out for a year and a half. I'll show you some of that without knocking the bag loose. Well, never mind, the bag came loose anyway. Go away, wasp. Maybe not. I think there's a wasp nest in there. There might be a wasp nest in there. Well, as you can see from the door panel, it's not that bad. And you can see the interior. Decent looking. Obviously, 4-speed automatic manual transmission. AC, has just about everything you'd need in a Mustang. This car would go 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds, 0 to 100 in about 10, ran the quarter mile in 14, and it's a pretty decently quick car because they only weigh about 3,000 pounds. Of course, it is a steel and plastic body with a fan on it. This one has I think the Aero package is what it's called. You can see interior, cloth, leather seats, cloth/leather seats. A very nice car, very cool car. You could get one with a 4-cylinder that made 90 horsepower. Why you would want a 4-cylinder Mustang, I don't know, unless it's the SVT Cobra with the turbo that makes 180. Makes 180 horsepower, which that's another thing. There are a ton of different versions of the GT Mustang. Yeah, I know that door's open. I'll close it when the video's over. I'll fix the plastic on it too. There are tons of cool different versions of the GT Mustang. You have, of course, your standard 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder. The 4-cylinder made 90 horsepower. The 6-cylinder made 110, 120. V8 jumps pretty on up there with 225. And you have your Cobra, which my great-grandfather actually had a Cobra. I don't know what happened to the car. I think he sold it when I was really young, but he had it was like an orange or something, Shelby Cobra Mustang with a Roush Racing supercharged engine in it. That one made something like 300 something horsepower, 400 something horsepower. It was wicked fast, is what I was told. I would love to own one of those. That thing would be awesome. And I guess I'll go ahead and say some of the things about this car that would be pretty cool. I like the way it looks. Again, some people love or hate them. This is obviously built on the Fox body platform. It is a unibody. It is a unibody, meaning there's no frame. Everybody knows what a unibody is. And look, here's something modern manufacturers could learn a thing or two. See that? See that Toyota? Real vents. Wow. Maybe you should try putting them on the Supra sometime. But yeah, very cool car. I guess some of the things that would be cool to see done to this one would be, it still runs and everything, so I guess give it a new paint job and a minor restoration, because it needs paint. That's pretty much it. And have it just as a stock, all original GT Mustang from the 80s. If you didn't want to do that, if I were to get my hands on one, which this one I won't ever have my hands on, I've asked. I think I'd build a Restomod. I think I'd restore one and do a Coyote out of a GT. Do a supercharged Coyote. Try to get about 400 horsepower out of one in a GT Mustang. I think that'd be really cool. Or I had an idea, which somebody already beat me to it, with a Mercury. Take a Triton V10 and swap into one. Somebody already beat me to that with the Mercury version of this car. Forget what it's called. Forget what the Mercury version of this car is called, but it's pretty much the exact same thing, just with a detuned engine. But I think a Triton V10 in a 80s Mustang would be cool. Really, I want to do that in a 90s Mustang. I think that'd be even cooler. But hey, 80s is probably my favorite body style. The 80s of these cars is probably my favorite body style. This one, again, is in particularly decent shape for having sat for so long. It's not in good shape, but it's not in terrible shape. Obviously, it's 90s cheap, 80s cheap American car stuff, which this car really wasn't that cheap in the 80s. I think it was something like $24,000, $30,000 for a GT. So it wasn't a really cheap vehicle. It was kind of expensive. And the iconic 4-lug. But I guess with that, I'm going to go ahead and say, if you've made it, if you've made it this far into the video and you like what you saw, you like the video, even though I know I've been rambling a little bit and the camera's slightly shaky, if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to like, subscribe, and comment, and share the video. Spread the word of the channel. Let people know this channel exists. That's the easiest way to help support the channel. And if you don't, that's fine. I understand. I'm just some random person on the internet, random kid on the internet. So really all that matters is that you watch the video all the way through. And I guess with that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for watching and have a good one.